Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Makeover Monday 2021 Week 9 Watch Me Viz. This week we're looking at seats held by women in national parliaments and government. The original visualization comes to us from Eurostat, and I'm just going to go ahead and open up the image in a new tab here. And it's pretty simple. It's a line chart that shows us the percentage of women in each country's either national parliament or government, the percentage of females, and each line represents a different country, and it's great. It looks like generally everything is going kind of up and to the right, which is great because that means more women are getting more representation in government. But also we see there's way too many colors in this visualization. So it's really hard to know what to focus on. I don't know what the EU average is, lots of different things. It's quite difficult to see what's going on in this visualization. So the idea here is we have time series, we have a country. Let's just make something simple. Okay, so the data set we're looking at has the location, which for the most part is a country. And then we see the time series going from left to right, so 2003 through 2019. Now, if I want to use this as a series of dates to create like an axis, I'm going to need to go ahead and flip my data so that it is tall instead of wide. So I'm going to go ahead and click the header for 2003 and hold my shift key down and click the header for 2019 to select all of the columns. And I'm going to hit the little triangle next to one of them and choose pivot. And that's going to just flip everything the other direction. I'm going to change the data type to I think I can just change it to a date. There we go. And then let me just call this one my date. And then this one I'm going to call, just going to rename this, I'm just going to rename this as percentage. Very simple. Okay. So let's go ahead and go to the first sheet then. All right, so let's go ahead and start by, I'm just going to build a simple view that has our location and our date and the percentage. Right, so this is the same kind of view we were looking at a minute ago. So if I want to duplicate kind of what was in the original, you would just move location to color and we get something like that. Now I do see that we have an EU27 and an EU28. I guess the EU27 is getting rid of the UK. So, but since the data only goes through 2019, I'm going to go ahead and use the EU28 and exclude the EU27. So I don't want to look at the EU27 at all. So I'm going to make that a data source filter. So I'm going to choose the EU27 and exclude that. Okay. And there we go, that's gone. And actually I need to rename my data source. I don't like it when it says like sheet 1 or something like that at the beginning. And now we have a pretty simple view. Let me just go ahead and change this to continuous. And there we go. Nothing particularly beautiful, of course. I'm going to change my number format. So if I hover over, it looks like we could go to maybe 1 decimal place. So I'm going to set the default properties for my percentage to a percentage to 1 decimal place. Okay, so now the axis looks good as well. Now it looks like some of the countries have only been, or only in here for a certain amount of time. So I think there's, how many locations do we have here? We have 40 locations, but only 28. So there's countries in here that are not part of the EU. So I'm not sure which ones those are. So I'm going to just go ahead and look up EU 28 countries. And I'm just going to create a list here. So the EU countries 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay, so that's 27, so we'll include the EU for 28. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and create a let's see, I'll just go ahead and create a group, I guess. And let's call this our EU countries. And I want to go ahead and pick Austria, Belgium, Bulgaria, Croatia, Cyprus, Bulgaria, Croatia, Cyprus, Czech Republic, Denmark, Estonia, Czech Republic, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Ireland, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Ireland, Italy, Latvia, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Malta, Netherlands, Portugal. Oh, I forgot Poland. Poland. I didn't realize Norway isn't part of the EU. Romania, Slovakia, Slovenia, Romania, Slovakia, Slovenia, Spain, Sweden, and UK. So group those, and I'm going to call that my EU 28. Okay, and I'm just going to put the other thing else in another group. So now this is going to let me then, if I want to filter down to just the EU countries, I can do that. And now I have just my 28 countries. But I'm also now losing the EU for a comparison. So for example, if I want to, again, look at my time series, let me put the location back on detail. We get something like that. I'm missing the EU 28. So I'm going to create a new calculated field. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to edit my aliases. And I want to get the percentages for my EU 28. So EU 28 percentage. Okay, so I want to say something like if the location equals that, then we want the percentage end. But I want to always return this irrespective of the filters that are on the filter shelf. So I'm going to say fixed on year. So for each year, date, I want to get the sum of the percentage. So this is going to say, this is like filtering on the inside out. So this is saying first filter down to the EU and return the percentage, then aggregate those up and then return it for each year. So if I drag that onto the detail shelf now, you'll see I get a single line and I can verify those results. So let's see. So location is Austria, so I don't need that. There we go. So 31.7% for the EU 28. I see 31.7%. Okay, great. So that works perfectly. So default properties, number format, percentage to 1 decimal. So now the good thing about this now is I can take that and make it maybe a combined axis view. And I'm going to put measure names on color. And maybe I'll make my EU percentage maybe like a black line. And I can make the other ones maybe a light color, something like that. So now I can see how each country compares to the EU. Now another thing I could do here is I could mimic kind of what a highlighter does. So if I show the highlighter, I'm going to go ahead and maybe compare the Czech. So you can see it kind of gets highlighted there a bit, but it's a bit hard to see. So I could mimic that with a highlighter. So I'm going to create another calculated, or no, let's see. Let's not worry about that yet. Let's keep going. Okay, so that's one way to look at it. I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to just stick to the EU countries for the whole data source. So I'm going to add in another filter, EU countries, and I'll just choose the EU 28. Okay, so now that should change this view as well. All right, so these are the same. What did I do there? Okay, so I need to edit my group. I need to create a group for the EU 28 as well. Cancel. So I need to undo that. Okay, so what happened there was I filtered to my group, and my group did not include this EU 28, so that's why it broke. So instead of other, I'm going to, let's do that. I'm going to group that one. I'm going to call this the EU overall, maybe something like that, and then do the other. Okay, so now if I edit my data source filter, oops, I want to add a EU countries, and this time I'm going to keep those two. And now that will not go away. Okay, very good. Okay, yeah, and as we're going through this session, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. So yeah, if just leave the questions in here. So somebody said, can you do a single highlighter line on a selection? Well, you can always just click on the line and that selects it. So I think that's what you mean. Okay, so we've got that. These are the same charts, so I'm just going to get rid of the ugly one. And let's see. So I could maybe create another calculated field. Let's say variance to EU28. So I'm going to just look at the percentage minus the EU28 percentage. So yeah, and then if we look at that by location and variance, we could see how they, oh, I didn't put the wrong place. And let's put the date here. And right, so you can see how all of these relate to the, compared to the the EU average. So the EU here would be 0. That's why you see this line going straight across the middle. So let me show you that. So you see there, that's just my steady line because it's comparing to itself. I'm going to rename that alias as well. So I'm going to call this one the EU 28. How do they write that? So the EU, and let's see, EU 28. Okay, with a space. Okay, right. Okay, so you can, yeah. So if why don't I create a parameter, and I'm just going to call this my location parameter. And I'm just going to make it a string. I'm not going to worry about what's in it right now. Or actually, I'll just start with it as a list and add the values from location. And if I show this parameter, I'm going to just show you how to set up a highlighter. So let's see, highlight location. And I'm just going to say location equals my parameter. And put that onto color. And now we can see which one's highlighted. So let me show the color shelf analysis legends, color legend. And I want the true above the false so that it always shows. And I also, let's see, I'm going to create another one that's EU28. So location equals that. I put that onto detail and then also put that on color. So now we can see the EU28. I'm just going to make that like a dark line, maybe something like that. The one I select, or actually everything else I'll make maybe a light gray. And then what other color could I use then? Maybe, let's see here. Let's pick another color. Let's see what that green looks like. Okay, yeah, I probably wouldn't use that green, but you can see now as I change the field that I highlight, let's move that above that. It's not letting me sort. That's annoying. Okay, that's quite annoying. I want the black line to go, well, I don't even really need to show it because it's always at 0, but so let me just get rid of this. I'm just going to keep the U28. So the reason I got rid of that is because I can see that the gray lines are overlapping the black line, and I don't like that. So I'm going to undo. Let's see. Let me get rid of that. And I'm going to get rid of the EU20. I'm only going to keep that one. Okay, now let me change my colors. So where's my white to black? I'll make the falses maybe a gray, the trues maybe a black. Okay, so we get something like that. And then what I would do is I'm just going to put a constant line on at 0. And then with this constant line, I'm going to edit. I'm going to turn the label off. Make the line maybe a dashed line. Make it black, something like that. And now we can see the 0 line on there, nice and neat. So now when I pick a different country, Germany, whatever, So yeah, I don't think I should be using that gray. So let me try like a purple. What's that look like? That's okay. Not too bad. I can change the colors later. But as I change something from the parameter, you can see it highlights that color. Now, if I want to make that a parameter action, I just need to go to Worksheet Actions, and I'm going to add a parameter action, and I'm going to call this Update Location Parameter. And I'm going to location parameter, I'm going to update it with the location, and then I'm going to tell it to just keep the current value. So now when I click on Sweden, for example, it changes the line to Sweden. But it also highlights that mark, which is a bit annoying. So we can handle that a couple of different ways. So I'm going to create a calculated field, dummy, and I'm going to put that onto detail. And now if I add a worksheet action, I'm making a highlight action. I'm going to call this highlight dummy. I want to highlight the dummy field. I think this will work. Let's see, so if I click that, yeah, there we go. So now it's just highlighting that one line, and it also highlights the mark you click on. But everything else kind of stays deselected. So this is where if you put transitions aren't going to matter here. Okay. Anyway, so this looks pretty good. So let's make that continuous. And we have that sort of view. And then maybe what I could do is, yeah, I could even maybe label the ends of the lines or something, but I'm not going to worry about that yet. My 8 nulls, I'm going to hide that indicator. So that's okay. Okay. Okay, so somebody said if I want colors in the EU, blue is that and the stars are that. Okay, so let me try that. Thank you. So the EU colors are 003399. Okay, so I'll just use the EU blue for that. There we go. Okay, thank you for that. All right, so that looks pretty good. So yeah, so this is comparison to EU 28. All right, so you can see some countries are getting worse than EU 28 and some countries are getting better. What's another way we could do this then? So let's look at maybe we look at it as a spark line instead. So I'm going to put my percentage on the rows, my date, oops, I'm going to make that continuous years. It doesn't really, I can make a date continuous, it doesn't really matter. Let me just make it continuous years. And if I want to make this a spark line, I'm going to just drag this down, make it nice and small. I'm going to make them independent, uncheck include 0. Maybe shrink them up a bit. And I'm going to actually put the EU 28 percentage as a second field on here. So now I can compare everything to the EU 28 average, which is nice. So I'm going to move percentage above that. And again, I could probably change this color to 003399. Oops. And then maybe I'll make the EU percentage maybe a light gray or something. So now you can see it for context. You can see the EU average. Yeah, so that's not too bad. You see the EU average is a constant there. So let's see if I edit the axis. See, I think if I'm going to include the EU average here, I think I'm going to keep the scale the same on all of the charts. That way that gray line stays consistent. But I'm going to also put measure names onto size and then reverse the sizes. Maybe make the EU really small and then that one just slightly bigger. There we go. So I just want the EU average there for context. But I think the gray is a bit too light. So where's my, let's see. Let's maybe try, is that a bit darker? Maybe something like that. Yeah, that's a bit better. So we can see it there for context. It's not particularly great, but that's okay. I'm going to show my mark labels. I'm just going to do the min-max based on the year. And the field I want to put on there is the percentage on the label. Okay, but it's putting it on the EU average as well. So I don't like that. Okay, label. Okay, line ends. Yeah, that's not what I want. Okay, I was hoping to just label the ends of the blue lines, but I can do that. What does this say? So let's see. I want to do my percentage label. I'm going to say if EU 28 equals false, then percentage, and I'm going to put that on my label shelf. So then, but why am I still getting labels on the, oh wait, percentage label, is that what that is? I would have expected, it must be because I'm doing, oh, you know what I could do instead is let me just undo that a couple times. I'm just going to make it a dual axis instead and synchronize and put measured names onto, and I'm doing, and the measure names can go on color. Okay, so now what I want to do is synchronize. All right, that's done. And then on the second shelf, I'm just going to get rid of it. There we go. So that's more what I was looking for. So I'm going to hide the headers. And then maybe this line I'll make a bit thicker. And then leave the EU one like that. Okay, so that's a bit better. So that at least shows me kind of the values on the ends of the lines. I could also, yeah, so that's just a spark line. I don't know if that's particularly great either. Let me move this one above. Okay, so this will be our spark lines. I'm going to go ahead and maybe try doing a small multiples chart, so like a trellis chart. So let's see. So what I'm going to do here is I've got some calculations that I always have handy. So I'm going to create a new calculated field. I'm just going to paste them in here, and because these have like a what's that called? Like a comment, I can just drag that plus the comment over, and I get the name of the field automatically. It just saves the calculation for me, which is nice. And then I need to make both of these discrete. Okay, now to make the trellis chart, I'm going to put column in the columns, row in the rows, and let's see, location onto detail. And I need to create a custom date. Create custom date, year. Okay, continuous years, date value, that's good. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to put that there. Make this an attribute. Okay, and then I need to make sure. Okay, so then I want to put percentage here. And now I just need to configure the table calc. So location, year, and then at the level location. Location, year, at the level location. And I have a YouTube tutorial for this, and I'll create a link. I'll create a link for this at the in the comments of the video. I don't know if I can actually stick it in the comments now or not. Let's see. So youtube.com. Okay. Oops. I don't know if I can stick something in the comments here or not. Oops, I meant to go to my own channel. Okay. I'm just going to see if I can post this in here for you. So playlists. Let's see. Recaps, presentations. Where are my playlists? Created playlists. Oh, I need to go over, scroll over a bit more. So Tableau tips. Oops. Stop. Well, this isn't very useful. Come on, go back. Oh, shoot. Okay, well, whatever. I'll just stick a comment in the video. Okay, so where was I here? So this would be kind of our small multiple chart, and I might want to sort by the most recent year. So let me just go ahead and hide the indicator. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this my 2019 percentage. I'm going to say if year equals 2019, then percentage end. Oops. What's going on here? Oh, I want to do year of date. I'm going to put that in now. If I sort the locations by the field 2019 percentage descending, and if I put labels on the ends of each line, and then I'm going to put the percentage on the label. There we go. I like doing it that way because I like seeing the tiny little dot on the end. You might wonder why I didn't just use line ends, or I could even use most recent. It doesn't really matter. But I like seeing the little dots on the ends of the line. So you can see this country here, so Sweden, whatever. But nobody has 50% representation, so that's pretty sad in itself. So, right. So let's see here. So that's one way to kind of look at it. Oh, that doesn't look very good. Okay. And you could maybe add a label for each country or something like that. So I think, so this is my trellis. And I'm going to duplicate that. And what I want to do now is I want to get the male percentage. So I'm going to say male percentage. And it's going to just be 100 minus the percentage. And I'm going to put that as a combined axis view. But instead of having this as a line, I'm going to have it as an area chart. Where's area? And I'm going to put measure names onto color. So what I'm trying to do is, let's see, so text, let me get rid of the text. Let's see, so I'm messing something up here. Edit table calc. Okay, so let me remove that. Oh, maybe I need to, let's see. So the problem here is it's doing these weird lines. Let me try it with just, let me clear this sheet. And let me just do it like this. Let's put year and location, percentage, area chart, and then male percentage on top of it. And let's see, let's go analysis, stack marks on. Okay, so that's good. But something is a bit, oh, it must be the way that I'm calculating it, male percentage. Oh, so it should be 1 minus, not 100 minus. Okay, maybe that's the problem. Let me go back then. So, maybe that'll be better. Oh, that still didn't give me what I was looking for. So, there we go. Okay, yeah, so this looks pretty neat. So now I can see the difference a bit better. So if I make, what was that other color for the EU? It was FFCC00. Let's see what that looks like. FFCC00. Oh, that's quite bright. That's okay. I'm just going to leave it for now. So this is the same view, but as an area chart, which I don't think looks too awful. Right. So if we wanted to add some, okay, so let's leave this. So I'm going to call this my area trellis. And I'm going to come back to this one. And what I want to do now is, instead of making this a comparison to the EU 28, I want to be able to make it a comparison to any country and year that I pick on. that I click on. So let me show you what I mean. So if I put year in the view, and let's put the percentage in the rows, and then the location on detail. Now I have my, let's see, I have my location parameter. So let me just show that. And what I want to be able to do is when I click on a line, so let's say Spain of 2010, I want everything to compare to Spain of 2010. So let's see, so I'm going to do, okay, so I'm going to say year, location, value. And I'm going to say if highlight location, then I'm going to have to come back to this calculation, but because I need to add another parameter. So let's call this my year parameter. And for now, I'm just going to make an integer, and I'll just default it to maybe 2011, something like that. Doesn't matter. Show that parameter. So I'm going to add two parameter actions. The first one is going to update, like I did before. It's going to update my location parameter. That's going to be based on my location with the field location. And then I'm going to add another one to update the year. So update year parameter with the year. And fine, okay. So if I click on a dot now, I should see, so the year parameter became 1, so that's not correct. So worksheet actions. So I want to update the year parameter with the year. Oh, maybe this needs to be, okay, yes, I've got the wrong parameter type. Edit. So let's make it a date. Okay, dash worksheet actions. Actually, I'm just going to undo, and I'm just going to make a new field that's just called, I'm going to make it an integer instead. So year of the date. Oh, shoot. I'll be right back. Sorry about that, Amazon delivery. Okay, so I'm going to put this field on detail. Actually, I could just use, no, let's take, that needs to be a measure, or sorry, a dimension, make it discrete, and I'm going to use that here instead. So it's not going to change any values, but I'm going to use that as my parameter instead. So actions, so I want to update the year parameter with the field year. Okay, so now if I click on Sweden for 2011, it updates to that. Sweden for 2018, Cyprus for 2015. Okay, great. So I want to do percentage of selected mark. Okay, and actually before I do this, let me just copy that. I'm going to call this year selected. This will be easier for me later on. So let's say year, is that the wrong field? Yeah, equals year parameter. This is just going to give me a Boolean. So now I have two Boolean fields, one for the location I clicked on and one for the year that I clicked on. So let me rename this one. Let's see. I'm going to call this location selected. So now if I create a new calculated field, I'm going to say if location selected and year selected, then I want to return the percentage end, but I want to wrap this whole thing in an LOD. So, because I want this one value to come back everywhere. I'll show you what I mean here. So if I click on, just put that on tooltip. Let me just turn on, let's see. Yeah, so right now, if I click on, let's say, Hungary of 2013, I'm getting 9.4%. So I click on that, and now you can see anywhere I hover, I'm getting 9.4% for that other, you see, percentage of selected mark. That now allows me to compare everything to that particular point. So, okay, so that's fine. So what I want to do now is, what is that? Percent of selected mark, default properties, number format, percentage. Okay, and now I want to create a comparison. So variance, come on, variance, I can't spell, to selected mark. So this is simply going to be my percentage minus my percentage of selected mark. I'm going to put that on the view. And if I click on Sweden, you can see everything adjusts according to Sweden. So it'll be a bit easier if I put on a constant line at 0. Let's edit that, or format, let's edit that. I don't want to show the label, so none. And let's make it dashed and maybe dark. And no tooltip. Okay, so you can see everything is now at that particular mark. So I also want to put a dot where that mark was selected. So I'm going to percentage of selected mark. So I'm going to edit that. And let's see, so now I want to do that. Okay. I'm just going to call it dot. And I'm going to put that here. And now you see I just get one dot. So I want this one to be a circle. And I want this one to be a line. And now if I do a dual axis and synchronize, let's see what happened there. So variance to selected mark is 0. So why is that not? Oh, this should just be 0. Because, let's see, so this should just be location, then 0. Okay, there we go. And let's move that to that's fine. I'm going to maybe make this one, let's see, let's make this one, let's maybe make it the same color. So that was 003399, I think. Yep. And then variance to selected mark. I don't actually need, what do I want on detail here? So I want to take that off. And on this view, I want to put, so I want percentage in the view as well. Percentage on the tooltip. Okay, so let's make my circle a bit bigger so I can see it. Maybe not quite that big. And I'm going to put maybe a white border around it. Border white. Okay, that didn't really help. Actually made it blurry, which is annoying. Okay, so what I want to do now is, where is my, on my line, location selected, I'm going to put on color. There we go. And then here, I'm going to put location selected on color. Right, so now if I put a border on that, there we go. That looks terrible. Maybe I could use a shape instead. So shape, more. Let me see if there's a different shape I could use. I could use circles. Let's see what that does. Okay, that's not doing anything. Okay, let me just try. All right, I'll just leave it the way it was. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and I'm just going to get rid of the border. It's really annoying that the border is so blurry. Actually, somebody told me before if I change the mark type to a pie, there we go. Now if I put the border on it, it's no longer blurry. Okay, so now if I click here, you'll see everything adjusts to that. Okay, so that's good. I want to now also put the dummy field in the view and add my highlight guy. So add actions, highlight dummy. So now everything should stay deselected. Okay, so that looks okay. So I'm just going to get rid of the title and then hide this. Right. So now if I turn on animations, so where does it say format animations? Turn them on. Maybe I'll make them, I don't know, maybe half a second. Let's see what that does. If I click on that, you should see everything. Oh, that doesn't really do anything. It's only moving the axis. Oh, so that's pretty boring. I was hoping everything would like shift really nice and neat. But is it even moving? Let's see. So variance to selected mark. So 0.064. Oh yeah, everything changes ever so slightly. Or it's just happening so fast. Maybe if I slow it down. Let me try. Yes, that's not helping at all. Yeah, because the only thing that's really moving is the dot. Okay, that's fine. So I don't need to turn animations on then. So that's one way to kind of show it. Let me move the true in front of the false. So this just shows me the variance to that particular year. But something doesn't seem quite right. Why is it not moving as much? Okay, that's fine. So let me go back to some other ideas here. I could also try to do like a maybe like a starburst chart or something. So let me see. I have that calculation here somewhere as well. So to do a starburst chart, I'm going to need to add a new data source. Let's see, add a new data source. Let's see, and I need to union the data to itself. So let's see, and I want to union it to itself. And then let's go ahead and flip all of these again. So pivot. And the sheet one. Let's see. Okay, one. Okay, so I don't need this one. And let's call this one year. Actually, I'll just call it date again. And this will be our percentage. Okay, and let's go here. And I'm just going to put table name in the view because I just need something. And I'm going to copy some of these fields. EU28, year. I'm not sure which of these I'm going to need, so I'm just going to copy these. So copy and then paste. So now if I do my, let's see, EU28 countries, and then put location. There we go. Okay, so now I want to edit my data source filters, add EU countries. Okay, so that looks good. And then I'm going to rename this one. Actually, I'm going to copy that because I might need it at another time. And I'm going to call this my EU28. Okay, so let's clear that sheet. Now to do the starburst chart, I need to, let's see, I need to grab a bunch of fields here. And I'm just stealing it from another example I'd done before. So let me copy that. And again, I'm going to paste in. So instead of this is going to be my percentage. Okay. And then, sorry, let me get rid of that. Integer parameter default to 10. Okay. That's fine. So I need to create a parameter. And it's going to be an integer. And I'll just leave it at 1 for now. That doesn't matter. And let me rename that to okay. So then put that here. Okay, and then radial inner. Let's see, I missed one here. So 3 radial angle. Oops, I messed that one up. So let's delete. And this whole thing should be radial angle. Okay. Radial inner. Radial outer. Okay, radial length. So path, that's going to be, so instead of path, this is going to be table name. If that equals sheet 1, then 0, otherwise that. Okay. I have no idea if this is going to work, but I'm going to try it anyway. Okay, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so let me get rid of that. Okay, so now that I have that, let's see, the way I want to lay this out is my columns goes in my columns, my rows and my rows. Discrete and discrete. I'm going to set this up for just one country first. So let me just do, maybe I'll just do the EU 28. And I want to have my, okay, that's fine. I don't need that. Radial X, radial Y. And I want to have my percentage on color. The mark type is going to be a line. And then I want to have year on, let's see, what field did I use here? Percentage. I want to use year on detail. And then this on path. Okay, and then I need to configure the table calculation. So this is going to compute using by, let's see, no, don't want that. Location on detail. Okay, so how did I configure it over here? So this is compute using location year. Okay, so this needs to be turned around. Location year. And then does everybody know what a starburst chart looks like, by the way? I probably should have asked that at the beginning. Hopefully you do. Okay, so now how do I set this up again? I might need to, I think I'm going to need to pull up an example because I don't want to screw it up. So yeah, I'm just going to pull up another example to make sure I get it correct. Okay, so radial X, so it needs to go, Okay, so year and then path. Okay. So needs to go. This needs to be discrete. And that's going to go before path. Okay, that's fine. That looks good. And then this is going to compute using, let's say, at the month. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so radial length is that the first one. Radial length is, so it's day and month, so mine's going to be year. So this should just be year. Okay, and then radial angle is going to be nothing. I think that's going to be nothing. Radial angle will be nothing, and radial length will be year. Okay, so that's not right. So each day goes around the circle. Okay, so maybe they both need to be year. Oh, that's looking better. Ah, okay, there we go. So now we're getting something like that. So how many marks do we have here? Okay, so then I'm getting it to go like that. So month, day, and then path, this needs to be, okay. So let's call this path. No, that's fine, I don't want to do that. That should be okay. So size, let's make it a bit bigger so I can see. And let's show the adjuster, maybe make it 10. All right, so that's not 2017, 18. Trying to get the number at the top here. So 2003, 19. Okay, so that's pretty close. But now I'm having issues with drawing the line, so that's not good. So let's edit the table calc. Let's check location as well. And then location and location. Okay, so that didn't work. Okay, what am I doing here? So each month is a box, and then each mark around the view is the day. Okay. So if I look at this against your radial length, so I need to replace day is going to be my year, and month is going to be my location. And then month is location. Okay. And then this one, radial angle, I want it to be just the year. Okay, did I do both of them? Okay, well, that didn't work, did it? And then month, day, and then path. No, so that's right. Because month is... Let me take these off just for the hell of it. Yes, that's not going to change anything. So I'm messing up something in my calculation because it should be drawing a line. Okay, so table name. So, that's why I spelled it wrong. Okay. Let's see. I need to do, so number 6. This should be sheet space 1. Aha! There we go. Very good. Okay, so yeah, so that looks pretty cool. So if I take this off the view now, I should see one for each. So I want to, okay, so all these should start at 2003, go around the clock. And let me edit my adjuster. I'm going to make this actually and float. So I'm going to just label this mark. So label, mark label, always show. That's fine. And then if I make this like 13, okay, so I need to make it 13.75. Okay, so what year is that now? 2003. 2003. Okay, great. So they're all right at the middle. Perfect. Okay, so I can get rid of the mark label on that one. Automatic. Okay, and this one is going to be, so Sweden is all the way around, and then I could sort the countries by the field descending. Let's see, oh, I don't have the field in here, so I need to go back and copy this one and paste, and I want to sort these by 2019 percentage. Okay, that's going to look a bit squeezed like this. Okay, let me see if there's any questions. One quick doubt: can we show the parameter in descending order? I don't want to. I'm not showing a parameter. I'm not showing a parameter at all, so I don't know what you're speaking about there. Okay, so if I make these lines a bit thinner, and what I could then do is I wonder if I could do the variance to the EU average. Okay, so I could maybe color them. So let's copy that and then paste. And okay, so let's just say EU 28 percentage. Oops. Copy, paste. And if I put that on color instead. Right, okay, so we could make this a, let's see, so we could make the beginning our, what were those colors again? So we can make the negative number 0033399, and I can make the positive values FFCC00. Let's see what that looks like. Advanced at the center to 0, use full color range. Okay, so and I could put percentage onto the tooltip. What's this other field here? Variance to EU 28. So table name. So year, location. Okay. Okay, but I think I need to go back here then and look at some numbers. So the EU 28 for this year is, so let's just find the EU 28. So that's going to be, that's the EU 28 percentage. So that's so EU28 is 20.5 and Sweden is 45. So okay, so that's not right. EU28 percentage on tooltip. So EU28 is 41. That's not right. Oh, it's doubling it. That's why. So this needs to be an average. And let's edit this. Okay, variance to, that should be an average. Okay. Okay, so that should be better then. There we go. Okay. Right, so let me hide that. And then I can adjust the inner and the outer. So I think if I make this, let's say 0.1, I think that, yeah, that brings them more toward the middle. Okay. And then what I could do is I need to have the, so EU28, let's see, what is this doing? All right, so this took the EU28 out of the view, and I could say something like, so I'm going to get the label in the middle. Did I have it done that here? I have not. Okay, but how did I get the label here? Okay. So this attribute label, where's label? Okay, so then on the label, I want to just have, okay, so this is going to be on my label. Don't need that. Okay, and then let's make this a dual axis and synchronize. Okay, so let's make this text. So I just need to adjust that. So let me just throw this into a dashboard. Where is it here? I don't know if this is what I'm going to go with in the end, but it's looking promising. Okay, so dashboard, this is going to be, oops. Right. Oops. So what I need to do now is I need to just adjust this value, or no, sorry, wrong thing, shoot. Okay, so label, edit, this one, let's make it maybe 2.5. Now what does that look like here? There we go. All right, so I can uncheck show header and format this to get rid of the, maybe get rid of the lines, get rid of the 0 lines, get rid of my row and column dividers. Let's get rid of this header. And I think what I want to do then is maybe in the middle, I can put the latest value. So on Oh, maybe my label could be at 0. That should put a rate in the middle. Yeah, there we go. And then I'm going to put my 2019 percentage on text as well. Default properties, number format, percentage. Okay, and this needs to be an average. Okay, so now the question is, do I use this variance to EU as the color, or do I put that on detail and move the percentage onto color? Yeah. So if I'm going to do that, I think I like it better with the variance. Okay. So what I need to do now is I need to make the dashboard probably a bit taller. Oops. And then I need to make the center, I need to give my charts more space in the center. So I'm going to edit that, and no, wrong one. My inner, I need to, oh, shoot. Let's make this, maybe I'll set it back to 1. Give me a bigger donut in the middle. Okay, so that doesn't look too bad. So let's okay, here we can just put that on there. Nope, we don't want to do that. Okay, so why is that messing up then? Okay, there we go. Ah, shit. Gotta hate when Tableau does this. It shows them one way in the view and then switches them around when you get to the, when you actually click. Oh, crap. Okay, so I want this to be semi-bold, maybe 12. And let's make this one 8. Okay, so how's that look? That's not too bad. Okay, so maybe I'll just go with that because I kind of like the way it looks. It's not all that easy to understand, but let's show the caption. Okay, make that 8. Here's Eurostat. Okay, and then let's see, what was the title of our chart? Let's see, I'm comparing to the EU average, right? So I think I need to choose different colors because I don't like the way that the yellow looks. So what's another color palette I could use? Let's go here. I need something diverging. We like the EU blue. Okay, maybe what I'll do, I just want to find a color that goes with this. So design. Are you all finding this useful today? There's a few things that I actually really like. A few views that came out looking pretty good. Yeah, I can try the purple and green. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock this color in and then hit space. And maybe if I choose this one, let's see what this does. But that's more like a what's that? Okay, so the purple and green. Let's try that. Purple, green, where was that one? Let's say purple to green. Yeah, that's not too bad. Let me see which one I like better. Oh, but I want these to be the other way around. So I want the orange to be bad. Okay, so now, yep, okay. Let me go back here and see what other colors we get. Maybe I'm overthinking it. That's probably fine. Okay. Right. Useful color range. Okay, that's fine. All right. Okay, so I think I'll go with that. And so the problem is going to be communicating this. I'm going to need to reformat this a bit, but I just want to kind of get it in here. Okay. Right. So if I make this, so what percentage of seats? Let me see, let me make the text a bit smaller. Ideally, I'd like to fit it on one row, but that doesn't look good. That's okay. 18. What percentage of seats? Held by women. Let's see, is that better? There we go. That's good. And I think if I make it 20, it's probably going to go across two rows. Okay, let me try 20. Okay, so let's make it 18 and maybe medium. Okay, so I think I'm done. Yeah, so let me go back through some of the things I've done here. So this one actually needs to be a dual axis again. All right, let's see, how do we do that? Combined axis, I think. And we put that on color. And then we had the comparison. So this was just, let's see, percentage by year. And these are all views that I'll leave in the workbook if you want to download them later. Okay, and I could do nope, don't want to do that. Okay, that's fine. And then we did our spark lines, which I don't really love. The trellis, I think the trellis looks pretty good. The area trellis, I think in particular, looks really good. Yeah, so I would probably clean this one up a bit. And like I did with the other one, I would, let's see, so year. Yeah, what I would do on this one, so let's put percentage. And then male percentage. Yeah, so here we go. Male percentage. Okay, anyway, include tooltip, there we go. So now I can just say that. So what I would do on this one is I would then probably do that same label thing here. So where's my label? So copy that, paste. I think maybe I'll just use both of these and put that here. Add it as, let's see, we want this to be an attribute. And let's make it a dual axis and synchronize. And then the label needs to be text. And the only thing we're going to have on here is the location. Right. That didn't work, did it? So what did I do here? That didn't work. So what I probably could say here is, let's see, how many years do we have? We've got, so we have 17, so the ninth mark, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so 2011. Label. Let's make that 3, yeah, make it 1.5. There we go. And then if I put location on text, look at that. I can take measure names off the view. Let me and replace references, make the country. Okay, so aliases. Okay, and then my label I could maybe make this a lower number. Let's make it 1.1. Trying to get it just above. There we go. And then I could actually just change the scale to make this fixed to 1.3 maybe, 1.5, just to spread them out a bit. And then uncheck show header. Now what I would do here is I'm going to edit my axis, and it goes from 2003. So the origin is going to be 1/1/2003, and we're going to go every 9 years, right? 2003, no, every 8 years. There we go. So that gives us just kind of the. All right, so let's see how this looks then. So let's get rid of that. And format. Right. And then in my axis, I would probably, let's format that. And let's go to maybe 8 point. And then let's edit the axis. I'm just going to give it a bit of breathing room on either side. So let's say, let's make that 2001 and make this 20. There we go. Maybe even a bit more. But yeah, so this would be another neat view. I actually think I need to fix my tooltips on here. So this one was, okay, so this is variance to selected mark. But that one didn't turn out very well. This is my starburst. And I think I need to fix my tooltips here. So tooltip. So let's put okay. So what does that look like now? Lithuania. Okay, let me go back in here. Make this maybe 12. And I gotta move it down a line. Okay, there we go. All right. So United Kingdom, I think I'm going to need to rename that one. So starburst, the country, aliases. And let's see. So and maybe I do include the EU28. What does that look like then? I just shifted things over one. Okay. All right. So, oh, why does it say label? Oh. I want no tooltips on this one. Germany just happens to have the same number. Okay. All right. So yeah, so I like both of these, the area and the starburst. So I'm going to publish both of them. But for those who have astigmatism, this kind of, I don't know which visualization you're looking at now. The this particular view I think is quite hard to look at. So, but I think it looks kind of neat, but it's very difficult to see what's going on. So what I might do is if I bring in my area trellis and I could set this to, yeah, so Gocha811, if you could let me know what you mean by that, that would be super helpful. 20, and then I'm going to just copy and paste the title. All right, and then this needs to, right, and then I'm just going to spread these out a bit more. Yeah, so maybe something like that. I don't know if that's great either, but it's I think it's okay. Yeah, so yeah, I agree. The starburst chart is really difficult to look at. But I just wanted to build it to see what it would look like. But I agree with you. I think the area chart is much better. Now, what I'm going to do in this chart then is I'm going to I need to color this font here. This is what 003399. It's a bit hard to see, so maybe I'll change the font here to be something a bit lighter. Okay. Yeah, again, I think these are still too far apart, so let me edit the axis. So you end up fiddling with this quite a bit. 2000, and let's make this one 21, 20, and 2001. Okay, that's a bit better. Okay, so yeah, maybe on this label, on this one actually, we should also include, on the labels, also include the 2019 percentage on the text. So now if I go in here, and I think what I did on the other one was I made this semi-bold and 12, something like that. But I think I need to show the header, and now I need to change this to go to, I think the values are hidden a bit. Now why is my, so something's wrong here because the label is not showing up anymore. What did I do here? Country, that. So that shouldn't make a difference. Okay, so why is this? Okay, well, this is annoying. What does the label thing say? Edit and 1.1. Maybe I'll make this like 1.4. Okay, 1.5. Okay, but why is this not showing up now? Oh, because it's on a different year. So let me see if I did. Let me try that. There we go. Okay, so let's uncheck show header. Oh, this is good. I like this. So now I want to just make the whole thing a bit taller. Maybe not as. All right, almost done. So let me show the header and the label. So I've got too much of a gap here. So let me change this to be maybe 1.7. Let's see what that does. Okay, so that's fine. But what I want to do now is I need to move that other mark down. So my label, I want to move that down. So let's make that 1.4. Maybe 1.3. And what does that look like now? Okay, so now I can shrink this up a bit more. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so I think that's okay. I wonder, actually, let me try one more thing here. If I change the label to just be 1, it's going to put it even with that. But now if I make the mark type and I align it down the bottom, what the heck happened? What does that look like now? Okay, that's better. So now I can unpin. No, I didn't want to do that. Come on, let's make this automatic. Nope. What happened there? Oh, it's because it's right. So 0 to, let's say, 1.1. Okay, so now that doesn't need to be as tall. Okay, what do you think about that one? This color scheme resembles the national flag of the first country. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think I think I like this one. If I go back to my area chart, and it on top automatically washes things out. But what I don't like now is how kind of shouty that is. So I like it with the more dull colors. So probably what I should do here then is make this more more like maybe this kind of blue to make it match. Yeah, it's close enough. Okay, so hopefully you found that helpful. Sorry, rattled on a bit there, but two, pretty interesting views. Let's see if this fits in the screen. If I do, yes, there we go. So that's our starburst chart, and then this one is going to be just our area chart. So last thing, one last thing to fix is the tooltip. So we don't want measure names, we just want the country and then the year, and then call this percent of women. And let's make this maybe 12. Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay, so very good. All right, so thank you very much. Thanks for tuning in. One quick last word. Tomorrow at 3:30, I believe. Let's see, I'm running a session on how to use containers, and this will again be a live session. It is at 4 o'clock tomorrow, London time. And I'm going to take you through how to build this Workout Wednesday, which required knowledge of containers. So yeah, hopefully you could join me there, pass the word, and it'll be good to see everybody on there. All right. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.